dwarf shooting. My cannon is trying to hit the Noblars. 2 inches on the bounce. So it would be about there. And the second bounce is a misfire. So in the combat phase of dwarf turn 3, oh, this must be 4. Yeah, in the dwarf turn, we are starting with my 2 things, the general and the BSB. My BSB, the dwarf BSB and the general, hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s on ogre BSB. So 2 wounds on 2 armor saving. That was non-saved. And non-saved. So 2 wounds on the BSB. Yes. The ogre BSB hitting dwarf BSB. Two hits. 1 wound. And it's armor saved. Ogre Tyrant on the regiment, 4 hits. 3 wounds, needing 6s. Needing 6s, so 1 wound. The 8 Dwarven Longbeards on the ogre unit, needing 3s, so there were 5, needing 5s, 1. No armor save, and then the parry save. No parry save. The ogres, normal ogres, and they are hitting on the Longbeard regiment. Needing 4s.
4s? Yes.
Yes.
And needing 4 strings versus what toughness?
Toughness 5.
So 4?
Oh, yeah, no, yes, toughness 5. So, 5, needing 5 to save. So, 3 are going in, and none are parry saved. Now the flanked ogres are attacking the great weapons, needing 4s, killing on 4s. So we have 6 wounds. That hits, of course, not going to wounds. So 2. Armor save on 6s. So, and no parry save, so 1 dies. The great swords are hitting on the ogres. There are 10 of them in reach, and they are hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So 3 are going on to the parry save. 1 taken. No, 2 wounds taken, of course.
Yes.
Ogres are losing combat by 6, needing Snake Eyes. Not there. And their BSB is dead, so no reroll, so they are fleeing, and I am pursuing. And Dwarf pursues as Dwarfs do, so the Ogres are far, far away. Ogres are leadership testing, on a 7.
Yes.
So they do
Pass.
rally and reform.
Oh, det kan vi så godt på det også.
Moving the Nobblers up on my rear flank. So this is end of Ogre turn 4, and going into dwarf turn 5. Sorry about the unsteady camera. Ogre movement phase. I am shuffling a bit, starting with the great weapons. They are shuffling a bit to the side, and the engineer is moving a bit forward, and the longbeards are moving a bit backwards. After the dwarf movement phase, not the ogres of course, dwarfs are targeting the ogre unit with the cannon, laying the tyrant up, no, the bruiser of course, up for a lookout sir roll. And here comes the first bounce, moving 2 inches. And the bruiser do not have the lookout sir ability, apparently, we just looked it up. The second bounce, 8, and now I am happy, hitting the tyrant, and bruiser. 1 extra, yeah, the bruiser, sorry, and 1 extra ogre. The cannon gives 1 wound, yeah, that was not good. Needing, yeah, fine, and then 2s, and that's a wound on the general bruiser. The ogres are charging my engineer, they couldn't reach anything else, and I am standing. He's getting an 8, I can try to show you, here, an 8. So he is into my engineer. Oh, sorry, I just tilted the camera. That was not on purpose. Trying to maximize. Yes. And I issue a challenge with my engineer to his bruiser. And then he also wanted to declare charge with the Noblars in the back of my great weapons. Getting a 7.
Yep.
So they are in my rear. Yeah. The bruiser accepted the challenge.
VS5.
VS5 against my VS4, so 3 plus.
2.
And then on 3s.
2.
So 2 wounds. And I have a armor save of 4 minus 2, so that's 6s, and then a parry save. Yep. So no save and no save. So my engineer just dies. Noblars hitting on 4s, wounding on 6s. So 1 wound, and it's going through. Great swords hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. What?
Yeah.
So 0. So the Noblar speed. No, they do not, because
no
I still
banners.
have a banner and a musician. So I actually wins the standoff. So they flee.
Oh, leadership test.
Yeah, leadership test. Yeah. On an 8.
I have no minus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Good.
So they hold. And they get their 8, so they stick. And I am doing a combat reform on the leadership. The dwarf the dwarf movement phase. My longbeards are moving up using their ability to march within the short range of enemies. And that's it. Going to shooting phase. The dwarf cannon are shooting in the same way as before, so with the target on the bruiser. Bouncing 6, and I have pre-measured, so I know there is 6 directly on the head of the bruiser. And bouncing 4, so exactly the same as before. Going to wounds. 4 wounds this time, a little bit better, thank you.
Hitting these.
I am hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s, so 2 wounds. Then wounds on the second ogre. Ooh, 5 dice.
Yeah.
We are happy here. So
4 wounds.
4 and 4. No armor saves. So that's an ogre and 1, and there is a wound already. So 1 entire ogre and 1 with 2.
Går de videre? Mundsene?
Oh,
Det tror jeg ikke, de gør.
no, they do not. Oh, of course not. So of course, one ogre is just dead. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry about the Danish talk. And commencing to fighting, the nobles are striking first. 4 in, and then needing 6s.
Oh yeah, baby!
1. And nothing. Yeah. Great weapons hitting back, 3s and 2s. Needed. Whoa, that's a bit blurry. Like this.
4.
So 4 dead. Noblars flee, flee check, needing double ones.
Nope.
Nothing, so they flee. And I restrain. No, I do not. So I am moving 6 after the Noblars. The Noblars exactly hit the board edge, so taking dangerous terrain, losing 1, but not getting off the board. And dwarves, as usually, couldn't catch anything. So yeah, that's how it looks. The Noblars reform down here, and the ogres are charging a rear charge on my warriors, which are going to take it in the back. And it's on a 10, so there's an ogre charge. Damn. Ogres are hitting my great weapons. Yes, that was a lot of damage. The black dice are the bruiser, and the others are the ordinary ogres. Just for info. That was a lot of damage.
Du har ikke på de sort. Hoppers. Okay.
So I armor save a bit. Oh, sorry, not those.
Du har ikke parry save på det?
No parry save, sorry, I'm sleeping a bit here. So that's 6 dead. 7 dead, sorry. Before they can hit back. Yes. And the great weapons are hitting back on the tyrant. Yep.
Fluff.
The bruiser has a parry save, missing, and dies. Dwarfs lose enormously. I need snake eyes, and that's a 10. So
yes.
Ogre restrains and reforms on a 6.
Yep.
Dwarfs do some cheesy movement, moving in the crew from the guns to avoid an attack, and the gun will now shoot at the ogres. The 5 grape shot on the ogres, needing freeze. So 1 is out, so 3 hits. So dwarves, end of turn 5. This is how it looks.
No.
Ogres charged the cannon crews as expected, and I hold. Ogres needing 4s and 4s. Yeah.
2.
Yep, so 2 dice. Freeze.
Oh.
And looking for force. 1 wound. And you have an armor save on 6 and a parry save on 6. So 1 wound. We will just turn this around. So I lose by...
Stomp first.
Oh yeah, we have stomps. Yep.
1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 for ogre charge.
So 2 on the stomp. Brings me to Snake Eyes. Do you want to pursue?
Yes.
Yes, in this combat we will start with the Thanes. Freeze on the first roll and force on the second roll. So 2 wounds on a -1, so you have 6 up and then 6 up. So 1 and 1. So that's a dead ogre. We are happy now. The normal dwarfs hitting the ogres. So hitting on freeze, wounding on force, so 4 wounds. 6 up, followed by the 6 up. So 1 saved on armor and none on the
Nope, let's go first.
the ogres, force and force. Not that bad, unfortunately. So 4, and I have a 5 up and a 6 up. So 2 wounds. Yes, dwarf beat down the ogres and pursued and actually catched them on a hitting a 10, so moving 9. Next turn, only the nobles are inside, and we have the gun lined up at that. So we are ending the game here, calling it a victory for the dwarfs.